Hello there, my loves, and welcome back. Now, where did we get to? I think we explored all this, didn't we? It's been a while. I'm having to reacquaint myself with the controls. But anyway, we've still got the torch going, which is wonderful. Now, something that's been bugging me ever since we last came here was this damned curtain. The bookstore lady doesn't want us to go in there. We're not having that. I'm going to go in
The
there.
curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you, as if taunting you.
Right, here we go.
Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop owner cries out once more.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers.
Her hand is closed around her pendant, her fingers nervously playing with the talisman. I don't trust her one little bit. I don't know about you, my loves.
Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I
Ooh.
won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous.
Ha! Let's open them.
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
Can't afford them, that's why. Ma'am, this is different. I'm a police officer. I need to get in there. But I sense this place calling for me. I must investigate beyond the threshold. I don't care. You can't stop me. I'll open them. All right, I'll think about it for a while. No. Yes.
Why? It's not like anyone was killed there.
She stops abruptly as her hand flies over her mouth, baffled by her own bluntness. The plot thickens.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You'll only make things worse and unleash the powers.
The powers. Let's do this one. Talk like she does.
You do? My God. Even more reasons not to mess with the curtains.
Oh,
Just step away, dear sir.
I'm getting in there. I don't dare. You can't stop me. I'm going to open them.
No! Please just talk to me, officer. Come here and let's talk this through before you decide to do anything extreme.
Lies. Written openly say.
I agree.
There is something mysterious about the curtains. Be careful.
I'm getting in there.
The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you, as if taunting you.
Open them.
You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little Seminese wards, your shadow looming over it like an omen.
I warned you. You're unleashing forces beyond your understanding.
Speak not another word, my dear. I am a trained policeman. Hell, this does look pretty dark. Dark shit going on in here. Look at this. Let's take a look at this picture first. A vaguely androgynous portrait of a man. Ghostly silhouettes of hair dryers. Don't like a look at this place.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Seminese trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked. What if you just break it down?
Sounds a wonderful idea. Maybe I should break it down, but not before I strategize. Knock on the door. Pain threshold. See, we're not very strong because we're a bit crazy, aren't we? I think the chap we've picked is all more mindful. I've even forgotten our character.
Echo. No one is there. That's right. Take in your surroundings. You need to have a solid ground and a proper posture if you want to succeed.
Okay.
The room is dimly lit and littered with old barbershop rubbish, but the path to the door is clear.
Okay, so this is a former barbershop, potentially. What about the door?
It's made of a solid block of wood, but it has stood there for ages. The hinges are old and coated with a carmine layer of rust. It should be doable.
We ain't gonna be able to do that, are we? I'll end up hurting myself. Let's do it. Oh, fucker.
Ow, shoot. Whose moronic idea was it to just run through the door? Don't you know that things like that hurt?
Oh God, try to breathe normally. This really wasn't the best idea, was it? I deserve this. My body deserves to suffer for being this weak and disappointing. Is that blood I'm seeing? Rub your forehead. Please don't cry. Please don't cry. Slap your face. I don't want anyone to see me cry.
Are you alright? These look
Sick.
pretty intense and painful, I must admit.
To be fair, I didn't realise he was going to do that. I thought he might just give it a little kick.
What is going on there? Are you really trying to break down the back door?
Good Lord.
I warn you, don't tempt the spirits, officer. Don't tempt the spirits, or you'll damage the holy wards on the door.
It barely looks like you've done any damage to the door, however. It's still locked and closed, covered in dozens of little charms and trinkets.
Right. Another pointless activity complete.
Bent metal, broken glass. Your path lies strewn with the broken forms of everyday objects. You are the destroyer, the bane of inanimate matter.
Gaze upon me, stuff and despair. No, I'm just a disempowered individual trying to make my disempowerment out of everyday... Take my disempowerment out on everyday objects, yeah. I rip shit apart, bitch. Well, there we are. Always be honest, my lads. It seems to be the method here. Well, I don't know what I'm doing, I must admit. Let's go back out into the world and seek our fortune. Let's talk to this young slip of girl.
Hello, sir. Step
Hello.
right in. The store is open.
Been in there. A young girl with chubby red cheeks waves at you, smiling. Her nose is also red from the cold. Hello. I am the law. Hi. Let's be formal.
Are you interested in a new and exciting book?
She stomps her feet to feel warmer. What kind of a store is this, anyway? Is it okay if I ask you some questions?
Okay, sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books.
Not likely. What is your name?
My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. She owns the store. She's inside minding the register or organising the stock.
The girl gazes at the window, then suddenly jolts, her eyes wide as if recalling something.
Feel free to step in and browse our wares.
You're standing out here in the cold
I'm
because...
signalling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance and biographies of famous people.
I only read fantasy, my dear.
A sudden gush of wind turns the pages of the books on the counters. She covers her face, smiling. But she's cold.
Maybe there is something a bit dodgy about this bookshop. You're cold. Can I help in some way? I should have a word with the store owner, maybe. Been in there. Such a good trooper you are, already learning the value of hard work. Pat her on the head. I could help by brutally dismantling the free market. Let's try to be
Kind
nice.
of you to offer, sir.
She doesn't know what else to say. It is slightly creepy, isn't it?
What could you do to help her anyway?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. I'm happy to help Mum out with the store.
She smiles and stands upright like a little soldier. Shouldn't you be at school or something? What is this crime business? What is romance? Who are these famous people?
I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running.
It's a fucking shithole from what I've seen. No, it's actually not bad.
Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful, That's how you get ahead in life. You succeed.
How's the business
Mum
going?
says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at
Peachy?
first. There's talk about this house being cursed.
I can believe it. I tried to batter a door down, but it resisted me.
Behind her, the window has been boarded up. You sense the boards creaking, twisting for a second, and some kind of doubt in her tense shoulders.
Cursed? In what way? Good to hear that it's going well.
Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go...
She's looking for the right word. Bankrupt? Ass up?
I wouldn't really say it like that, but I guess so.
She blushes. I think we shouldn't be talking to her in this fashion. I don't think curses are real. This sounds rather serious. I should probably look into this. Narrow your eyes and look through the creaking boards on the window. No, let's try to be sensible here.
They shouldn't be, but they seem real. Anyhow, they say that these grounds are doomed for businesses.
It's just regular trading and selling of things, child. It doesn't work out for most people. They're not doomed, but your mother should learn from their mistakes.
Of course, sir.
Right, okay. Do we need to go through this? Let's try it.
Crime fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that, and the work of a policeman or a private detective who's trying to solve a crime and catch the criminals.
Wait, not crime fiction. I need to know what crime is. Why would anyone want to read about crime? Okay, I get it. Crime, murder gets the people going.
And it's kind of like a puzzle too. You can guess who the criminal is or how the good guys are going to catch him.
We're doing really well with our own crime, actually, young girl.
You don't look much like a
Or are we?
policeman.
She examines you as if to find something policeman-like. Well, what does a cop look like then? Okay, then maybe I'm not a policeman, or should stop being one.
Didn't mean to offend, sir.
You did.
Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen.
She points to a book cover on which you see a strapping, vespertined officer. He stands grimly over the body of a dead woman. I used to be exactly like that Mullen guy. Then I decided to live a little. You know, nobody actually looks like the guy in the picture. That's just a stupid fantasy of a man. It's not your body that's important in police work anyway. It's your point to your head. Yes, I'll do that. Wow, look at that guy. I'll never be as good as Mullen. Actually.
Head? Yes.
No, it's your soul. Your blue soul.
Okay.
No, your resilience.
Soul. That Mullen guy looks like a ample man. Who could respect that face? It's not even drawn correctly. He lacks soul. Grit, a total disregard for personal safety. You've got to take the pain. This Mullen guy looks like he'd run into his mom. Ain't got no balls. Yeah.
That's a bit childish.
A dick with no balls? Bam! Mullen's no real deal. He's got nothing on me. No, it's too much. I don't want to say that to a little girl. Yeah.
Say what, sir?
Either way, I'm not impressed with this Mullen guy.
You don't have to be, sir. He's just a fictional character. He's no match for you.
Better believe it.
Maybe you can show me some real police work, sir. Like in the books.
The cover image of Dick Mullen seems to stare at you with harsh disapproval. Okay, look at this. We might be able to do this.
The girl keeps her hands folded, hidden. Why is that?
Hey, why do you keep your hands folded?
What do you mean, sir?
She looks wary. You better be.
She knows where this is going.
You don't need to be worried. I'm here to help. You can show them to me. Actually, I'd rather not deduce anything. Every time I deduce, people get hurt.
She looks around anxiously. Her hands remain folded in front of her. She doesn't want to show them.
This whole exchange feels dodgy to me.
The lieutenant stands by, looking at the two of you with little interest. A facade of true professionalism. He is far more intrigued by the situation than his poise reveals.
It's okay. You heard me. Hands up. Just be kind.
She brings out her reddened hands, her nails frayed, nearly chewed down to the flesh.
You bite your
And you
nails.
knew this from me keeping my hands folded?
She shoots you a suspicious glance. Yes. There were a few other hints. It's super simple for a detective such as myself.
Well, that proves nothing. Anyone could do an easy deduction like that.
Her eyes flash with defiance. She's not impressed.
She actually is impressed. This is more like a defensive reflex.
Aha. One more? I bet I can figure out why you bite your nails. I got a few reasons in mind. You think so? Fine. Do better. Did you something about me? That's probably not a good idea.
She nods, half provocative, half enthusiastic.
You're uptight because of your mother and the pressure she's putting on you. Rats have been nibbling on your fingers. Child labour is dismal working conditions. In dismal working conditions. Chewed on nails means you're recycling your body material. It's an intense dedication to the way of business. There are no riches without personal sacrifice. Let's try that.
Maybe so, sir. Okay, I know it's a bad habit, and I shouldn't.
Either way, another ace deduction by the #1 detective in town. I hope this entertains you.
It was okay, sir.
There's more that can be achieved here. Ask her to do the same.
Aha. Okay. That was a masterclass move. Whatever, kid. I don't need to prove myself to you. Okay, let's try
You're
this
quite
one.
sober.
She snaps back quickly. I'm sober, that's
The lieutenant
good.
does not flinch at the comment. He does not flinch even a single bit. He is intensely not flinching. It takes effort.
Wait, how do you know I'm usually not? Yeah, about that. Maybe you could point me towards some booze. And I'm having a grand time. I am also sad and my head hurts.
Because you usually aren't.
She knows us. Yeah, about that. Maybe you could probably.
I'm sorry, sir. I hope things get better soon.
She looks you in the eye, a gleam of sympathy on her face.
There she stands, swaying on her feet, assaulted by the early spring breeze. She smiles at you. The whole situation suddenly feels familiar, somehow.
Sorry, my loves, I have no idea if we're supposed to be doing all this. Okay, let's go back to this.
Because you know each other. She's been talking to you so openly because you've talked before.
Hang on, so you know me? We've met before? On second thought, maybe I shouldn't remember that maybe there's a reason I forgot.
Yes, I stand in this spot all the time.
She sways back and forth on her feet.
You've been running around all week without your shirt on, sir. Telling people about being a star or something. I don't really understand who those stars are.
Did I ever talk to you?
Of course, you stopped by a few times. You certainly look better than the last time I saw you.
I don't doubt that. What do you mean better? I look like shit.
No, you don't have party eyes anymore.
Party eyes. Yes, of course. That makes sense.
I'm not surprised children have seen you running around with party eyes on, he thinks. Not at all.
Party eyes?
You know, like a cat in the dark, all big and wide-eyed. It certainly looks odd on a man.
The swiveling eyes of a loony drug addict. That is what she meant. You were probably gurning too.
Crikey.
Fuck yeah. You should get some party eyes right now. Snap those sequins on you, boy.
Tempting. Does that mean I've been partaking in narcotics? The girl doesn't know what she's talking about. Forget about this.
Oh, baby, that's not what you have to worry about. Worry about the important thing.
So why didn't you tell me you knew me to begin with?
I didn't know I had to do that.
I don't really like this detective deduction game anymore. Conclude. Thanks, I've learned something about myself today. Conclude.
I'm glad I could help you, sir.
Gaining experience in remarkably obscure ways. I'm sorry, my loves, I've got to do it. I'm a completionist. What is romance?
It's the type of book where there's a rich lady and she has to choose between the good man and the bad man.
She smiles at the thought, perhaps imagining herself in that
Or
situation.
there could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about man and lady business, sir.
That's what I thought. What about a poor man getting a rich lady? Yeah, you don't read many of those, do you? What about when both of the men are bad? What about when everyone is poor? What about a book where the man and lady business doesn't work out at all? hmm Let's do the first one.
It happens, but usually the guy gets rich in the process. Or should actually be rich himself, but has lost his family property unjustly, like during the revolution or something.
I see.
Those are unhappy books, for most of the pages. People sad about what they have lost, but then it all turns out just fine in the end.
hmm Eh,
These are not very common. You can't have a choice between bad and bad. Nobody wants to read a story like that.
What if it's written really well?
Maybe then it's fine. Maybe if the lady then decides not to pick either, because she doesn't need a bad man. Yes, that would be interesting.
What if the two bad men like each other? Have you considered that possibility? What about when everyone is poor?
That's really not a proper romance story. That's more like everyday life.
Sometimes you have to write about real life things.
Not in romance books, sir. These are about nice and pretty people, and everyone is happy in the end.
That's why I never read it. What about a book where the man and lady business doesn't work out at all?
I haven't read many of those. Maybe you should ask Mum.
Yeah? You think she has one about excruciatingly painful breakup?
I don't think it's a romance story if the main characters break up, though.
No, think about it. One where they plunge into a torrid spiral of pain and recrimination, only it's really drawn out. Scarred for life, phantom limb.
No, I don't know.
She looks at you with
You
puzzlement.
could take this. Blossom like a pain flower.
Yeah, and it drags on for years and years with no resolution
The
in
bird
sight.
is at a loss for words.
Each of you filling with resentment and bitterness for having ruined each other's lives.
She shifts and sways on her feet, looking
He-
confused and uncomfortable.
Each of you tearing at each other's innards, leaving a gaping emptiness, a vacuum heart that still hurts ceaselessly. Apologies.
I'm sorry, sir. I
Oh,
don't know how
fuck.
to help you.
Okay, we went down into a death spiral there. Oh, God.
Sir, sorry, sir. I'm still little. I can't.
It's time to leave it be. You're about to make a child cry. Are you proud of yourself?
Do we get experience points for that? Not a single shred of pride remains in me. Right, activate denial mode. Damn right, I am proud as the line of Cerber. Don't worry, little girl. Got a bit carried away there. Let's back up out of this. Good, got experience. Right, let's
Maybe
get out
some
of
about
here.
other books.
Mm.
Oh, kings and queens and generals of old, or artists and writers, or musicians, those kinds of people. There's usually something extraordinary about them.
She scratches her cold, reddened cheek, then continues.
I think that's why people read them, to find the secrets of their fame.
Can I become famous by reading one of those books? Right, I had a different question in mind. I don't care about that. Right, let's get the hell out. Right, apologies for that diversion. I'm not quite sure what that served to do, but so far we've damaged ourselves and we've lost some morale. Absolutely nailing this game. Right, bear with me. Right, we need to do something. Right, we've got to get the bloody... How do we get the man down? Getting the body down. Somehow make it so the bloated corpses are not there anymore. Access the harbour and ask for Everett Claire's help. Right, that's what we're going to do. Where's the fucking harbour, though? Right, let's have a look at this map. Doesn't really show it here. The whole bloody thing looks like a harbour. There's some boats there. Let's go over there. So it's near the bookstore. How do we get in there? Let's have a bimble. See what we see. Harbour? Harbour? This looks harbour-esque. Ah. What's this?
The sight of bullet holes stirs something in you, making you forget the lieutenant's surname. The faded marks are too degraded to draw any forensic conclusions. Just chips in the sandstone.
Sam, look! Bullet holes!
Where?
Point to the chips in the wall. Someone has been shot. We're cops. We should solve it.
There? Those are old. These bullets were fired during the Revolution, over half a century ago. They do not warrant investigation.
Okay, what can you tell me about the revolution?
Not much. I don't have a fresh perspective on it. Shall we go?
Very well, Kim. Let's get on with this fucking mission. Gotta get that body down somehow. Looking for a man called Claire. Yeah, I don't want to talk to a drunkard just yet. They might be able to give us some booze. Aha! I see, right. Making progress, my loves. Let's look at this. A lonely cormorant surveys the sea, indifferent to your approach. Tempted to bludgeon it with my torch. The belly of this boat shines like it was recently painted. Nice paintwork. What's this? I've got to go walk right around for that. What's this up here? Seeing all kinds of things. Ooh. Item gains, signal blue something or other. Right, how do we access all this shit? Here we go. Right, clothes.
Hey, up here, piggo.
Up yours. Gloves. Can we wear them? Yes, bloody well. We got some nice yellow canaries on now. Okay, it's classic double-breasted suit coat. Coat suits everyone, including you. And if you ever find yourself battling winds at the helm of a ship, then the coat's heavy fabric has got your back. Even if moths have left a few holes in it, let's wear it. I don't know. I think I prefer my other garb. Although we do look like a sailor now, perhaps a fisherman. Right. Various things to look at around here. Who was that ragamuffin talking?
Look at me when I'm talking to you.
There's a girl up there. Did she spill the paint? Yes, there's this red paint here. It's probably blood. Got some kind of winch there. Inside, the frame of a motorcycle in repair and the tools used to disassemble it. Let's have a look at this winch.
Hey.
Hey!
Here, piggo.
Cape Side Apartments. Okay. Rue de Saint-Gréslane. Roundabout North. Okay, so we're just seeing... it's just a name, place, sign. Look at this. Fluttering fabric of a fine sea-going vessel. Looks like there was more construction here once decades ago. It's all broken apart. Reminds me of the game Ico. This, the side of the sea, crumbling ruins and all of that. Let's have a look at this. Ooh, take all. Magnesium. Okay, we need that for something. Does that improve your mood or something? Docking reserved for residents of Rue de Saint 33A. Okay. Who's this? Might be who we need to talk to. Oh, hello. Shadows on the water, green plants under the calm surface. In other words, there's a fucking cesspit. Let's have a look at this. Controls of this vessel first. Your room in the Whirling isn't much bigger than this sloop.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Is this who we need? I don't think it is.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce.
She extends her hand in greeting.
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
She steps closer and holds out her hand over the railing. Joyce L? What does the L stand for? What exactly is the RCM? I remember hearing it from somewhere. What gave us away? Shake her hand, don't shake her hand. Let's try that.
Aiden, my maiden name.
Her bony hand dangles from the sleeve of her oversized raincoat.
Nothing, honestly. I've said it to every drunk in town, and you're the first one who's responded.
A likely story.
What is implied here? That you're a drunk?
How dare you? I'm not a drunk, I'm a police officer.
Of course you're not. It was only a joke.
Get on the floor. You're under arrest. Shake her hand.
I'm glad to see you here.
Her grip is tight and cold. She seems relieved.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will. Gladly.
We need to get a body down.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
Damn right you can.
There's a trace of irony in his voice. Mischief, even. The lieutenant is hatching some scheme.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
Glad to hear it.
It's hard to get a read on her precise disposition, but she appears helpful.
Whew. Okay, we've got a couple of options here. You're on a boat. Tell me about Wild Pines. What do you do? What can you tell me about the strike? Blah, 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 blah. I want to get the body down. You're on a boat.
Why, yes I am.
She looks at the deck under her feet. Green and white sails flutter overhead. Not a lot of people on boats, are there? Does she have a name?
The boat? No. It is called Cordelati 19, because that's the type of sloop it is.
Not very imaginative.
The word "it" feels strange. Such a beautiful boat deserves a proper name.
I agree. I'm going to call it the Voracious Forager.
A breeze ripples through the sails and tugs at your hair. Below, the sleek, fish-like shape of the hull parts the water. Beneath that, a resounding darkness. You're reminded of something. Or someone.
We've been about boats before, it would seem. Cool, but your boat really needs a name. Okay, but what kind of boat is it? How do you like it?
Okay. How about Cordelati 19? Why?
She taps on the side of the boat. It makes a hollow sound.
Because it was manufactured in Revachol East by a company called Cordelati, and its hull is 19 paces long.
How about the Sleek Fish? How about the X something? How about Dolores? I like that.
Why Dolores?
I don't know. Feels pretty. I just like the name for some reason.
Well, it means nothing to me. I think I'll stick with the factory name. But thank you for the suggestion.
Okay, right.
My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
Kim, that's all we've been doing for the last 3 hours, man.
I really do, the lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet? He's looking at the woman, assessing her.
Yes, it's Quizzer on the license.
Officer, I assure you I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator.
Show me a license.
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles. Qualified pleasure craft operator. So charming. Where's the damn license?
I just renewed its safety inspection last month, officers. It is completely seaworthy. In fact, it's taken part in not one, but 2 insulindic regattas. Even finished once.
What happened the other time? Still need to see a license, ma'am.
The other time, I would have finished the race were it not for an urgent work matter, much like the one I'm on now.
That's good enough for me. Hell no. I want to see your license.
Actually, you don't.
I'm pretty sure I do. Police. I police.
It is a little-known fact among those rogue police that the Wayfarer Act specifically denies the RCM the authority to demand anyone's operator license.
Fucking hell. So we can't pull over random civilians and demand their papers? That's weak.
Unless it's their passport. No. Do you want to ask for the lady's passport?
You need to save face if you want her respect. Demand that passport.
Of course.
Searches the pockets for a raincoat, producing a bundle of documents in a sealed plastic bag. Look at the passport. Everything's appearing.
The woman is silent, smiling while the waves lap against the hull. In your hand, under the plastic, a light blue passport saying, Republic of Vespa. The coat of arms has a lion and an ostrich. Seagent. The woman, born in the year 3 in the commune of Rivershaw, smiles at you. Face adorned with frown lines and crow's feet. The photo is recent. The name reads, Rejoice Leighton Messier.
Okay.
The woman is silent, smiling while the
We've done that.
The woman, born in the year 3 in the commune of Rivershaw.
Yes. But please don't call me that. Joyce is much more efficient.
She doesn't like it. Probably a bad memory. Mean girls at school or some ancient lover.
So, Joyce, you're from Vesper, are you?
My husband is. I have dual citizenship. A Vespertine is handier when travelling.
She nods
Okay.
and returns the plastic bag to her coat.
Good.
Wow. Right. Bear with me a second. Yeah, I tell you what, I'm going to save it here because I'm not up for all of this conversation right this moment, but I will be back, my loves, quizzing this old hag. I'm suspicious of her, but I don't think this is the one we need, is it? Perhaps she can send us on the right path. Anyway, let's leave it there for now, my loves, and I'll be back with you very soon. Cheerio!